You've got to understand that if you want to make money, you need to go where the money is. Let me give you a simple analogy. Would you rather set up your lemonade stand in a simple, quiet neighborhood with no people driving or walking around, and you have to put up all of these signs, advertise online, constantly run ads to get the people to come to you? And that is the same as trying to sell something to an audience on your own website. Or would you rather set up that same lemonade stand in Disneyland, where you've got hundreds of people walking around almost every single second, the sun is scorching down, people are tired from walking around, people want some fresh lemonade, so you are naturally going to get a lot more people coming up to you buying your lemonade. And this is the exact same thing as selling on a website such as Amazon. The point I'm getting to is I'm going to show you how you can create simple but good valuable ebooks that are willing to sell and that people are willing to buy, and list them on sites such as Amazon, Google Play Books, where the existing audience already is. In my opinion, selling ebooks is one of the easiest ways to get sales online because it's a low ticket item, it's something that a lot of people can afford, and it's also something that can deliver your audience a lot of value. It's not difficult to make, it's digital, you can get sales from anywhere in the world online, and on top of that, with the rise of AI, you can create these ebooks really easily and list them in just a couple of minutes. So with that being said, let's get into it. The first step to creating and making money on these simple ebooks that you want to create is the following. And this is a very important concept that a lot of people that try the strategy don't actually follow, and then they never actually end up getting sales on their book. And I'm going to give you again a very simple analogy. Okay, so most people will write a book on whatever topic they want to first, and then try find people to buy it. Instead, what you should be doing is identify what books people are buying, and then rather make a book on that. It's kind of like YouTubers that are starting out. You know, those guys that start off vlogging, making their meals, going through their daily life. People don't care what you do in the day. They don't care what food you eat. They don't care how you're living. People want value. Now, if you're not going to create books or content, in terms of my analogy, on what people are watching and what is currently working, it's not going to sell, regardless of how good the content of your particular book is. So when you first identify what books people are buying, and then rather make a book on that, this way you will know your book will sell before you even make it. So how exactly do we find these books that people are already buying? And then how do we actually make a book on that? Well, I'm going to show you a simple strat that you can use to generate 30 books in just a couple of seconds and actually identify if people are buying them and narrow it down to what people are going to buy right now. Okay, come over to ChatGPT and you can put in the following prompt. Give me 10 book ideas for the following of each of these niches: self-improvement, productivity and organization, and then personal wealth and personal finance and wealth building. We can click on send, and here are just a couple of examples. In self-improvement and mindfulness, it will give you the title, a little bit about what the book is about. Number 2, productivity and organization, so the 90-minute method, a bunch of different books and what they're about. And then finally, personal finance and wealth building, some book examples and what they're actually about. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over to Amazon, switch to the bookstore section, and then you're going to type in your topic or keyword. So I'm going to stick with personal finance and wealth building. I'm going to use the millionaire mindset, shifting your thinking to creating lasting wealth. So I'm going to copy this keyword, and I'm just going to go and search up on Amazon, shifting your thinking to create wealth. And let's go and have a look in the book section if anything alongside the lines of these types of books are actually selling. I also recommend make this keyword as minimalistic as possible, so we can even reduce this to just wealth. See what wealth books are trending. Your Simple Path to Wealth, The Psychology of Money. It'll give you a bunch of different ideas on the top of this page. Now, what I want you to do is come over to the Google Chrome store and go and search up the DS Amazon Quick View Chrome web extension. Click on Add to Chrome and then Add Extension, and then you should be able to come back to Amazon Wealth, click on your extensions, pin it. This is a completely free plugin that will show you this number here, which is going to show you the overall rank of this video in audiobooks and originals. So currently 313th in all audiobooks, number 2 in retirement planning, number 3 in retirement planning books, and number 4 in finance books. So because this book is in the top 5 of all finance books, this clearly shows that this is something that people are buying. If I come over to this one, we can see The Psychology of Money is the number 18 in books out of all of the books. It's one of the best sellers on Amazon. Number 1 in budgeting and money management, and number 1 in introduction to investing. So what does this prove? This proves that this topic and whatever this book is about, people are buying it. It's selling. So now that we have this idea, we rather make a book around this particular topic that is already working instead of coming up with our own topics that we think is going to sell, but that isn't proven to sell. Because now that we know this, we know that people are going to buy this. The lower this number, the better. So this one is 840. This one is 715. So that means this book is selling more than this book. And obviously this book, that's number 18th in all books, is better than all of the other books. Here's an example we don't want to use. 613,000. That's not very highly ranked. It's not selling as well. So this is not something we want to really work with here. Let's dive into actually creating our book. But what I spoke about now is the most important concept that we need to understand before creating our book. We need to validate our book, like we just did, and make sure that it's actually selling before we go and create it. That will lead us to the next prompt that we can type into ChatGPT. Now, there's really two ways that we can write this book. We can either write it ourselves. So if you're the kind of person, and this entirely depends on your situation, that has a lot of time, if you don't have a lot of money and you're just getting started, I would then definitely recommend writing it yourself. Otherwise, if you are more of a busy professional, you do have some money to invest into your business, you could always hire a ghostwriter, which would obviously be a lot more professional because, well, they clearly are professionals. That's what they do for a living. But with the rise in AI, writing these types of books on a professional level has become easier than ever before. And I'm going to give you an idea on how you can do this. And once you start to generate a couple of sales, you can always then reinvest into your business and look at hiring a ghostwriter, for example, off of Fiverr.com. So this is the next prompt that you can type into ChatGPT if you want to write this book yourself. I'm writing a book on the psychology of money, and I need your help in creating a detailed book outline. So obviously this you will need to adjust for the type of book that you want to search up for. I don't recommend everybody go and choose the same book. Be unique, work with different niches, and find what's working in those various niches. And then you want to ask ChatGPT, the goal of the book is to take the reader from point A, for example, struggling with money, investing, personal finance, and overall business and money decisions. We can also put here, well, I will put here the emotions of ego, or of money, i.e. ego, pride. To point B, feeling more knowledgeable about money, so how to make better money decisions, how debt affects our psychology, get a more unique view of the world and money, ego, pride, marketing, and odd incentives as are scrambled together. And what are the 8 steps the reader should take to get from point A to point B? Please create a chapter for each step and add subsections for each chapter. Before we create this, I want you to remember this. People buy books because they want to solve a problem. And there's 2 types of books that you buy: factual or fiction. Fiction, people will buy books for entertainment, such as those that go onto Netflix to watch a movie. Why? Because they want to solve their problem of boredom. Factual books, people will buy because they want to solve a problem. For example, a very common book or a trending book that I saw on Amazon is a book on how to fix up the clutter and clean up your home, because people have messy homes and they want a routine that they can use to keep their homes clean. So the problem that the people want to solve when buying this book is how to keep their homes clean. There's always a problem that needs to be solved. So what I'm getting to here is, when you're selling a book, get straight to selling the problem. Don't talk about the history. If you're talking about a how to lose weight book and you're talking about the keto diet, people are going to buy that book because they want to solve the problem on how to lose weight. But if you're going to start off the book with the history of keto, when they were founded, a little bit about the owner, all of that crap is going to affect the sale of your book, because when people buy that book, it's not solving the problem. It's all fluff and nonsense that's not needed in your book. So you want to get straight to the point, and you want to get straight to solving that problem. So I'm going to click on send, and in a bit, ChatGPT will then create this book. And just like this, ChatGPT has come out with a great outline
for my book that we can now put together, going from introduction, chapter 1, all the way to chapter 8, just like I asked it, with a conclusion as well. The next part of our book is our book cover. Now, this is actually even more important than the context of your book, because if you don't have a good book cover, people are not going to give your book a chance, regardless of how good and amazing your context and story is. People are not going to click on your book and give it a chance to read if your cover is crappy. So there's one of two ways that we can get a really good quality cover, is either hire a book cover designer on Fiverr.com, which will include professionals that already have really good templates for your particular book, or you can create it yourself. Now, when you're creating it yourself, there's a couple of things that you need to remember as well. You need to put effort into it. You can't just slap a done-for-you cheap template of Canva, because that's what everyone is using. I will leave a tutorial down below in the description. It's a YouTube video from another guy that's also an Amazon book creator that will teach you how to create a proper book cover for your book. Otherwise, you can go and hire a book cover designer on Fiverr.com. They usually charge between $5 and $10. Some guys are a bit more expensive, but honestly, just have a look at the reviews. If they're pretty good, like this guy here, 5-star reviews, $10, level 2, that's more than good enough. Step number 3 is to now go and upload your book. But where do we go and upload this book? Well, like I said in the beginning of this video, most people that you've probably seen on YouTube, and I've even made videos on it before, will tell you to sell on your own website, Gumroad, WAP, WordPress, whatever it may be. But the thing is, this is the worst place to sell your book, because you have to do all of the work. You have to get all of the traffic. You have to do all of the marketing. You have to do all of the branding. It's like, again, putting up that lemonade stand in a quiet neighborhood where there's no people around. No one's going to come up to your stand and no one's going to buy your lemonade. So what if you could just sell your book on a platform that has already millions of people shopping around for these types of books? Like the same analogy of putting up your lemonade stand in Disneyland, where there's people, hundreds of them, walking past your stand per second. You're going to have a much better chance of getting a consistent amount of sales to your lemonade stand, aka your book. Also remember, if you're selling on your own website, you have to do customer service, refunds, customer support. It's a lot more effort and time out of your day to manage your own website and bookstore. That's going to get to my point of uploading your book to the KDP online Amazon store, which is a very simple process. I will leave another tutorial down below for you to follow that. And an interesting statistic, over 70% of the world's books were sold on the Amazon bookstore. So that is obviously the place that we want to be. Now, this is an awesome trick that I often use, and I've actually made a ton of sales on my own site with my own ebooks and book covers. We can use social media to rank our Amazon books and get them to the top of the pages. And that's where the guys are making millions doing this. But how exactly do we do this? Well, I'm going to show you an example in my particular niche on Instagram, and then I'll show you another example on TikTok. So this is my Instagram reel page where I sell trading resources. I have a free Discord, and I actually have a trading ebook that I sell through my own website. And all I'm doing is I'm recreating viral content on the Instagram Reels page that is in my niche, and I just recreate it in my own way with my own videos and my own text. And these Reels that have proven to go viral, I'm now piggybacking, getting millions of views and hundreds of thousands of views, getting thousands of people to my ebook page and to my Discord server. So this is a great way to get a lot of sales. And I mean, this page is not big. I've only posted 44 posts and I'm already at 22,000 followers and averaging, I would say, 15K views a video, 1 or 2 popping off to 250,000, 500,000, 500,000, 1,000,000, 800K, 1 or 2 here, 200K. So 16K, it's pushing, because all I do is I go over to the Reel page and I just look at what's working in my niche. Okay, so here, no, it's not trading. Have a look at this post. This one got 6,000 likes. Maybe that one. Maybe something like this could work. I don't have money to start. 2,000 likes, 23,000 likes. My first client paid me. This is a nice reel. So you just go and save it, use the same sound, recreate it in your own way. And yeah, this obviously pushed really hard, and it's very easy to piggyback virality on your page. Okay, so that's one way. Another way is TikTok.com. Here's an example of somebody that's already on the Amazon bookstore and they literally create books on or reels on their books. And I mean, they're getting millions of views, 69 million views, 29 million views. If I click on this, their book is obviously dealing about, I'm assuming, wounds such as feeling sorry or bad, don't like asking for things, or feeling left out, fears being left out, hates being alone. And this book basically teaches you how to deal with those various different wound aspects. And she's just literally pointing them out on her book. And I mean, these videos are getting millions of views. So this is a great way to start. Go follow creators in the niche of your book and just recreate their most viral videos. Have a link to your Amazon store. So they're using Apple bookstore as well. I'm assuming in their bio, they've got the Amazon store as well. Let's have a look. And there we go. It takes you to the Amazon store where they have got their book. So yeah, this is what they're doing. And they're getting millions of views of social media, just filtering people to their bookstore through their TikTok page and Instagram page. And this is, if you grind at this for the next year, there's a very good chance that you will be doing this full time and literally probably replace your full-time job, creating content, boosting your Amazon store. Because remember, at the same time, there's tons of clientele walking through on Amazon every single day that's also going to see your book. And as soon as you get that first sale or two, you will bump up immensely towards the top pages on Amazon. So this is a great way on how you can create valuable ebooks, make money online selling them. You can do this anywhere from the world. There's many people, for example, like this girl or woman that has moved and made this into her full-time job and passion, selling books through Amazon and really blowing them up through or boosting it with the help of social media. Okay, guys, if you want me to make a part 2 on this, maybe we can dive into more detail on uploading the books. I don't know. You guys comment down below what you would like to see. But this video will serve as a great foundation for you guys to get started. I will leave a link on the screen over here to a more in-depth video on how to create viral social media content that will help you boost your Amazon ebook. So if you guys want to watch that and learn how to specifically dive into the social media side of things, click on this video on the screen over here, and I'll see you on that video.